in the Latin, myofascial stands for muscle, bandage, or band. And what that refers to is the tissue in our bodies that connects the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments and the bones all together. And when it's healthy, it moves and stretches just like the Latin meaning as a band that can be moved nice and smoothly, pliable in all directions.
So over time, when we do different physical activities, or when we sit at a computer with poor posture, or do repetitive use type activities, what ends up happening is we develop a knot in our muscle. Okay? When that happens, you can see that there's more restriction, there's more pulling that takes place. There's actually a shortening in the muscle, and that actually causes tension and tightness in the muscle and joint areas. It doesn't usually cause pain, but you start to feel this tension begin to develop in your body.
At this point, over time, once you have the initial knot in the muscle as he showed, if we don't address that knot, we start getting more. And more knots in that tissue, in the myofascial and muscular system, causes even a more increased restriction or ability of that banding, that myofascial tissue to move. And so those knots become worse. Sometimes you may get one area that gets excessively knotted and other areas that are just starting to knot up, but you can see that that continues to shorten over time. At this point, some pains will sometimes be present, but you'll start to notice that you don't have the ranges of motion that you used to have, or certain activities will be more limited.
Eventually, the band becomes so shortened, if you compare the width of this band to this one, you can see that the muscle, in order to go through the same range of motion, is going to have to be stretched significantly, which causes a lot of tension on the 2 points that are at the ends. This is where it attaches to the bones and also to the joints. When this happens, not only does the body posture begin to change, but the muscles don't work as well. The other thing that's really important to realize is when a muscle is in this shortened position, it doesn't have its leverage to be able to function like it normally will. It's already so tightened up, there's not the movement pattern that can actually express power or allow you to move like you need to. Also, when this takes place, other types of pain syndromes then begin to develop, not just in one area, but then it actually will travel to another area of your body. So it might start out in your hip here, but then the pain will begin to wrap and maybe go down your leg, or it starts in your lower back and comes around the other side, or it goes straight down the back of your leg. This is all myofascial pain, and the reason it's caused is you have one problem that begins to happen and you compensate, and it causes more problems and more areas of pain are developed. And these chronic problems, if they're never taken care of, become very problematic. And to the point where a lot of people, instead of trying to work through this pain and correcting it, what ends up happening is they stop using it. Then that actually causes the degenerative process, or causes it to get worse faster over time.